So we will start with the new chapter, family and kinship. The other chapters like work and economic life, we will do. I just need 1 day for this chapter. And then politics and society, I just need 1 or 2 days or 1.5 days maximum. We will do that. Religion also. So these we will do after completing family and Indian thinkers and some other important topics like social movement. We will cover these topics faster. Okay, so this is very important topic, family, kinship. From here you will get 2 to 3 questions. So here this exact same syllabus is there in your paper 2 also. Okay, so this discussion I am taking from the perspective of chapter 1, paper 1 as well as paper 2. So we will not be discussing family and kinship separately in paper 2. For example, sister kinship, we need to see family, household, marriage, okay, types and forms of family, lineage and descent. This also exactly the same you will see in paper 2. Patriarchy, sexual division of labor, I won't be doing it now. What I will do is I will do this with respect to women movement. Okay, so when we discuss about women movement, the reasons for women movement, we will discuss patriarchy. And then when we discuss about patriarchy, I will talk about sexual division of labor. Why division of labor is there on the basis of sex? Why females are attached to certain category of jobs and males are doing certain other category of jobs, right? So that is what patriarchy and sexual division of labor or sexual division of labor. So contemporary trends also we'll discuss now. So this particular topic I will be covering along with social movements. That is from your. There is actually no difference from paper 1 and paper 2. Maybe you can say paper 2 is international perspective. We will have to take care. For example, in case of paper 2, we discuss about joint family. The same thing when it comes to paper 1, we talk about extended family. Otherwise, there is no difference. In paper 2, we specifically talk about Indian context and we use Indian thinkers for understanding family. In paper 1, we generally use, when we understand family, household, marriage, the definitions and all. In general, if you try to see, I use all the foreign thinkers only. But when it comes specifically to paper 2, we talk about Indian thinkers like M.N. Srinivas, we use S.C. Dubey, and those kinds of Indian thinkers is what we are going to use in paper 2. That's the only difference. Otherwise, all these concepts are same. So marriage is a very important institution which eventually leads to establishment of family. So it is an institution constituting of complex of norms and values woven together to fulfill a purpose. Technically, marriage is defined as a legally recognized arrangement. So this is one important point, recognition. Legally recognized arrangement between two or more individuals that carries certain rights and obligation. So individuals, recognition, rights and obligations. So these are the key 3 words that you need to discuss here. So recognition, individual, rights and obligation. So in case of marriage, some kind of recognition is required, right? That is the first and most important thing. Some kind of recognition. It can be cultural, it can be legal. Traditional society, more towards cultural. Modern society, more towards legal. Most of the marriages which are culturally recognized will be recognized legally also, but the vice versa is not true. Some marriages may be legally recognized, for example intercaste marriage, but it is not recognized by culture. You know, right? We have already discussed about this caste endogamy, right? Brahmin, Kshatriya. Brahmin have to marry from this caste. So caste endogamy is the marriage rule in India, but Brahmin Kshatriya marriage is allowed legally. So legal recognition is there, but cultural recognition is not there. Again, within the caste itself, I have told you Gotra or clan exogamy, Gotra exogamy. That is another marriage rule which was proposed by Guri. It is there. It is actually the marriage rule which is practiced in India. Caste endogamy means marry within the caste. Clan exogamy, marry outside the clan or Gotra. Why marrying outside the Gotra? Because it is, the assumption is that the people in this group are blood related. They all consider one common ancestor. Okay, so they are the descendants of a common ancestor. So if it is common ancestor, they all are blood related. So you won't marry from within. That is clan exogamy. Okay, so you have to marry outside the clan. but legally you can marry within the clan also. Now, culturally, this clan exogamy is actually practiced in North India only. When it comes to South India, it is not practiced. In South India, you can marry your uncle also, not an issue. Okay, so I hope you understood. So this, what I need to tell you is, in the context of recognition, some cases which are legally recognized may not be recognized by culture, but cultural recognition mostly is actually accepted legally, except those child marriages, etc. Okay, so individuals, so 2 or more individual is required. Generally it is 2 individual of different sex. It can be 2 individual of same sex also, right? So the current society, if you see modern society, the legal recognition towards this also you can see. It can be more than 2 individual, right? It can be 3 individual also, 4 individual also, polygamy. Okay, so then rights and obligations, certain rights and obligations will be there in marriage. So when we discuss about recognition, in all societies, marriage is not simply an individual affair. Some kind of recognition is must. The recognition in present society is understood at 2 levels. Cultural, that is, if the relationship is normatively defined, okay, that means what is decided by the culture, norms and values. Legal, when the relationship is established by law. In most of the society, cultural recognition is also considered as legal recognition, but the vice versa is not true. For example, in the case of traditional society, cultural recognition is must, right? Kha Panchayat. So mainly when you talk about Kha Panchayat, what is their issue? It is not actually inter-caste marriage. This is not their main issue. The main issue for this Kha Panchayat is actually this marry from within the clan. This is main issue. Okay, so like the rules you can see, village exogamy. Why you say village exogamy? It is actually an extension of clan exogamy or gotra exogamy only. What will happen is, the entire group of people who are related, the descendants of common ancestor, they prefer to live together in a village. So the entire village will be descendants of a common ancestor. They all are related. So if clan exogamy is what you are supposed to practice, you cannot marry from this clan, right? So here the village means the clan only. So you cannot marry from the village. You have to marry outside the village. So this is village A, you have to marry from other village. Why? Because all these people are related, all these people are related. That is how the system. Okay, so instead of clan or gotra exogamy, sometimes you will see what? Village exogamy also. But it is the same as that of this. Why? The same members prefer to live in a area, so that will become a village. That will be a village. So village exogamy is what actually supported. That is a marriage rule. So mostly this Kha Panchayat is actually happening. Who are the main members of the Kha Panchayat? The elders in the village. So you cannot marry from the village. So when 2 people are loving from the village, and then when they are going away or when they are eloping, then the problem comes. Because this is something against the honor of that particular group. So since it is against the honor of that group, to prevent or protect the honor of that group, they will be killed. That is why honor killing. But some people will talk in terms of caste, inter-caste marriage is related to honor killing. You can say, because that is also against the honor. But theoretically, the actual concept of honor killing is this only. It is related to clan or the gotra. See, marrying outside the caste is not a big issue, but marrying within the clan is a big issue, because you are marrying your own brother and sister. So that is the most important issue, and that is considered as actually against the honor of that community. So that is why this honor killing word is there. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Honor killing is mainly related to clan exogamy, when the people are marrying from the same village or same gotra or same clan. Inter-caste marriage also nowadays, if you see, when you are reading the newspapers and all, people write it in that way because they are not sociologists. They don't know. They consider like that only, but theoretically this is correct. But even if you are writing this, it is fine. In case of GS paper, you cannot specify this and you cannot write this, because the person who is evaluating the paper also may not be knowing exactly what is honor killing. He also may understand that in this terms. Okay, so in GS you don't want to be very specific, but in sociology you need to be specific, and if you know that concept, you need to write that concept. This is exactly the correct concept. Okay, so inter-caste marriage not permitted, inter-clan marriage permitted. Problem is when this happens, inter-caste marriage happen and within clan marriage happen, these are problems. But legally these are recognized also. So there is a trend towards, tell me.
Sir, can you please repeat it?
Okay. So what I'm saying is, the marriage rules are, let's say this is caste, right? Brahmin and Kshatriya. What you need to do, you need to marry from this community, right? You cannot marry outside. This is what you call as caste endogamy. So caste is actually an endogamous group. You have to marry from within, right? Now, within caste, if you see, let's say here, there are different other communities also. They all are related, like they all are the descendants of a common ancestor, maybe 5 generation, 3 generation. They all consider one particular ancestor, as the common person. Okay, and they form a kin group, that means relatives. So all these people are related by blood, so you cannot marry here. So what is the marriage rule within caste? It is, you have to marry outside the gotra. This is gotra, this is clan or subcaste. So you have to marry outside. So what is the marriage rule in India? Caste endogamy and clan exogamy. This is what I have told you. When the problem comes, mainly the problem comes, both are problem. When caste exogamy happens, this happens. This happens, Brahmin marry Kshatriya, this is a problem. But more than this, what is the problem? Clan endogamy is the main problem. That means marrying within the gotra. This is the main problem, because you are marrying your blood related person. So that is actually against the honor of the community. So you try to protect the honor by killing them. They violated the honor, they violated the norms. That is what honor killing. But that has been extended here also now, right? So this is a marriage rule. You are going against this, that is what honor killing. Theoretically speaking, this is related to honor killing, but this has been extended to this also.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Clan and Gotra same. Hindu Marriage Act we will discuss. Okay. Okay, so now there is a trend towards what? There is a trend towards legal marriages. In Western complex society, marriage is considered as, becoming a subjective affair, and the subjective interpretation of this relationship is gaining more importance. For example, in the case of live-in families or gay parent families, it is a subjective interpretation is what more important in the present society. Individuals. That is the second part, right? Although marriage is done between individuals, but it results in formation of much wider kin group. In this way, marriage is not only defining linkage between individuals, but also between groups, right? It is not only connecting two individuals. One family, entire family here and one entire family here, they all are getting connected. The most common form of marriage include two individuals of different sex, but there is a recognition to other forms like more than two individuals or even two individuals of same sex, right? So more than two individuals, that is polygamy. Polygamy again, which you can see in different dimensions, polyandry, polygyny, right? So, and two individuals of same sex like lesbian or gay parent family, all these are examples. In terms of worldwide trend, the universal acceptance is of monogamous marriage, but there is a growing tolerance of other forms too. The polygamous marriage is declining. Okay. What is polygyny? Within polygamy, you can have two different. What is polygyny? Polygyny and polyandry. Polygyny means male marrying multiple wives. Okay, wife 1, wife 2, wife 3. This is polygyny. Polyandry, the female marrying husband 1, husband 2, husband 3. This is polyandry. Some tribal sections in Nilgiri, etc., are practicing this. Okay, so both are considered as polygamous, but polyandry, polygyny. The third dimension, rights and obligations. Marriage involves right and obligation, which has implications for not only individual but also groups. Means total family is connected. In most of the society, the rights and obligations are culturally defined and are also recognized by law. Modern law, in due course of time, is gradually modifying the traditional conception of rights and obligation, which has a deep ramification for the structure of family. For example, among Hindus, the provision of divorce is introduced by law. Marriage was considered as something which is very sacrosanct. Okay, divorce was not available, divorce was not possible before, but through law, divorce was introduced. Similarly, the notion about rights and obligation of women is changing. What was there in earlier society and what is there in the current society is entirely different, right? When you can talk even from the point of view of sati, widow, remarriage provisions, okay? So everything is actually changing, and the obligations of female within family is also changing. Finally, even in the context of subjective interpretation of marriage, the observation of rights and obligations is considered essential. Everywhere marriage is being solemnized through rituals generally defined by religion. Religion defines the various rituals which need to be performed in order to establish the rights and obligation. Thus, there are different forms of marriage on the basis of different rituals. So there are different forms of marriage like Hindu marriage, Muslim marriage, etc. on the basis of different rituals. Edmund Leach, I have just added one thinker here. It was actually originally not there in my note. So Edmund Leach considered marriage to be bundled of rights which include both kinship right and domestic rights. Like he is talking about certain right legitimating offspring, okay, and then socially approved access to spouse sexuality, labor and property. So sexual gratification, that is another aspect. Establishment of a final relationship between persons and between group. A final relation means marriage relation, okay. Consanguineal relation means blood relation. So here establishment of a final relationship between persons and between the groups. Two groups are getting involved here. Domestic rights provides the basis of formation of household, division of labor, etc. However, contemporary trends in marriage have rendered many of the above definitional aspects as incomplete. Okay, nowadays this particular definition will not actually fit into you. There is no question of rights and obligation. Okay, it is totally subjective interpretation. For example, marriage is no longer an affair concerned with adults of opposite sexes only. Anyway, that I have before also we have discussed. Nowadays what we can see, it is more subjective interpretation. Okay, it is subjective interpretation of the individual. If two individuals of both sex or same sex, if they decide to live together, what is the problem? Okay, it is also no longer a mechanism for procreation only. Recognizing such limitations, Edmund Leach has commented that all universal definitions of marriage are vain. Despite such limitations, above definitions still hold good for most of the sections of society. That is just one line to support marriage. Okay, now there are different types of marriage: civil marriage, court marriage, monogamy, polygamy. Monogamy means single marriage, polygamy means multiple. Polyandry is prevalent among the some tribal sections. Okay, instances of polyandry is coming down. Then Muslim personal law allows up to 4 wives, so that is polygyny. Endogamy, exogamy. I have told you what is endogamy rule. Caste endogamy. You have to marry from within. Exogamy, that is clan or gotra exogamy. So you will see Sapinda exogamy, that is again related to clan only. Okay, so you can read this, you will understand what all things I have told you exactly the same. Arranged marriage, love marriage, anuloma, pratiloma. We have discussed this in stratification. What is anuloma? Pratiloma, this negative word itself will tell you coming down. So what is that? A Brahmin woman marrying a Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra. It can be Kshatriya woman marrying a Shudra also. It can be Vaishya marrying a Shudra also. It can be Brahmin marry from the top to bottom. That is what pratiloma. Or what is that anuloma or hypergamy? Pratiloma, what is this? Hypogamy. hypogamy. Just write it here, hypogamy. Okay, so anuloma is the opposite, improving the status, hyper, going up. See, these are different. Preferential marriage, now remarriage. Remarriage, again you can write serial monogamy. Serial monogamy means what? Monogamous, like X and Y, they got married, divorced, Z, okay, divorced, A, divorced, B, divorced, C, like that. So in all these contexts it is monogamy. At a point of time only one wife is there, but this is what you call a serial monogamy. Okay, and then nowadays you can see the trend of cadre based marriage. All these are, you can write, these are the types of marriage. Now when you talk about kinship we will discuss in detail with the topic of lineage and descent. Then you will understand in a much better way. But here just try to understand what is kinship. Kinship means